and welcome to a new episode of Nerd Stuff. Nerd Stuff is a place where fellow nerds like you and I can gather together and geek out over the nerddom that is music production. I am a home studio producer, and it is my goal to share the things I've learned on my self-taught journey with those of you who find yourselves in the same boat as me. All of us home studio producers coming together and encouraging each other to learn new skills and to ultimately get the songs off the hard drive and out into the world. And speaking of home studios, today for the 10th episode of Nerd Stuff, I wanted to give you a little tour around my home studio. I'll show you a little bit around the space and how it's changed over time, and show you some of the gear that I use in my production. I've said it before, but you don't need the fanciest gear in the world in order to make music that you're proud of. So I just wanted to show you a little bit about how I'm utilizing this space, and to just give you an idea of the gear that I'm using on a very regular basis in all of my productions. So with that, let's jump into this episode of Nerd Stuff. Oh, hello. Welcome to the studio. Come inside. This is where I record all of my music and record the Nerd Stuff videos as well. So let me show you around a little bit. Come over this way. Like 2 steps. It's not that big, but it is a lot better than it used to be. I'll show you some older pictures of what it used to look like. And just within the last few months, my husband and I have made this place a lot more compatible for not only recording music, but also for doing video content as well. The space had just become a catch-all amalgamation of weird objects that had no purpose and furniture pieces that were a little sad and boring, that had no home. So over time, as I decided to make more video content in support of my music, we knew that it was time for an upgrade. So in the spring of this year, we decided to make an effort to remove all non-music related items out of this room and make it fully a dedicated studio space. And even within this time, it's gone through some changes, but we're really happy with it.
Oh, look at this guy. What's his story?
So at a quick glance, I'll just show you a little bit around of the different stations, and then we can go in more detail of what's happening in each of those little places. But over here, we've got the Rhodes and another keyboard. We've got some guitars, the TV vibe area, some amps. This is the desk where all of the recording happens. And then over here, we have some extra keyboards and some more guitars. We've also got a pedal steel here. Anyone else pick up a COVID hobby? Not me, my husband did. And then we also have this guy. He's a studio dog. We've got a couple things of interest over here. Obviously, the Rhodes is one of them. We've had this Rhodes for at least over 5 years, and it's in not the best shape. It doesn't sound as good when you just plug it into an amp, which is unfortunate, but when you go direct in, it actually sounds pretty good. I do wish that I had maybe a Wurlitzer instead of a Rhodes. That would be a fun upgrade, but we love her. She's fine. On top, we have a Casio 202, which I got at a Guitar Center randomly multiple years ago, and this thing is pretty fun. Okay, over here we've got some extra guitars that we use occasionally. We have a Ibanez 12-string. This is a baritone. Fender Mustang here that's high strung. Fender Mustang bass right here. And then we've got some cool acoustic guitars. We have this Harmony and then a Stella. And this Harmony is actually a rubber bridge, and it sounds really cool recorded and plugged in. Oh. Over here, fun feature of note is the CRT TV, which we use in every single Nerd Stuff episode and feature different TV shows or movies that I like, and got a fun little Apple TV adapter going on. Right past the vibe setting area over here, we've got some amps that unfortunately don't get used very often here in the studio. We do live in an apartment, and we don't want to disgruntle our neighbors. We've got a Fender Blues Junior that is on loan from a friend, and we have a divided by 13 cab, and then a Filmosound projector that was turned into an amp head that we got at a local music store here in Highland Park called Future Music. Another COVID hobby that my husband had was modding Game Boys and putting LED screens into Game Boy Colors, and I think this is a Game Boy Pocket. What do we got going on in here? Pokemon Crystal and Super Mario Land. Okay. What? Over here we have the studio desk, which is where all of the recording happens. And this desk is from Output, which we've actually owned multiple of these desks in our lifetime. The last one we gave to my dad because we thought we didn't need it, and then turns out we did. So we bought a different one. And what's cool about this desk is you can actually expand your rack gear collection within the desk. So speaking of, we've got a couple of things of note here. We have the Apollo Twin as our main interface, and we're also using the Focusrite Scarlett 18920 to get some extra inputs. We also have a headphone amp, and that's about it. I would love to have some actual cool rack gear, but right now it's just not happening. But that's okay, because we have really good plugins and it's working right now. That's what matters, right? So beyond that, we have some Yamaha HS8s as our studio monitors. In the future, I would love to downsize because it does get a little bit boomy in here using those big boys. We've got some Bear Dynamic these guys, you know what I'm talking about. On the keyboard tray, we've got a Native Instruments Complete MIDI keyboard. Over here, we also have a Casio SK1 that was also purchased at that same music store here in town, Future Music. They have a lot of really cool stuff. Check it out if you're ever in the area. Attached to the desk, we have this podcasting arm type situation that holds our Shure SM7B, and that is my microphone of choice to record my voice with and pretty much everything else. It doesn't pick up a lot of the ambient noise that happens when you record in an apartment. So this is my favorite microphone. It's going into a cloud lifter that's back behind the computer, and the cloud lifter is of course going into the Apollo. We've also got some little trinkets going on here. We've got some fun SpongeBob themed figurines. What I'm assuming is some iteration of, what are these called? The Baba Yaga? What are these called?
Labubu?
Labubu, not Baba Yaga. Got an ocarina from my brother-in-law. Got a little candle guy for Halloween. Over here on the desk is our Franklin DI, which all of the instruments in this room are going into, and this is our really high-tech solution for remembering which inputs are which. It's a ripped and very messy input list, but it works and it's taped to the desk so we never forget. This Korg Minilogue is probably the most used synth in this room. I do love the Prophet, but I love the simplicity of the Minilogue. I prefer to just walk up and be inspired by a sound that doesn't require a ton of tweaking. The Prophet can be a bit confusing. I don't super know how to use it, but it is very cool. And funny enough, this used to belong to our old roommate, and then it exchanged hands, and then we ended up buying it again from one of the other friends. So it came full circle. She's back home. I had been wanting a Nord for a very long time just because of the iconic sound and the accessibility of just being able to walk up to it, push the on button, and then you're good to go. Every corner of this space is being utilized by something. It's a fairly small space, but it is filled with so much love, and there's so many fun memories attached to all the pieces of gear that are accumulated in this room. How we got the gear, what we use it for, and how we plan to use it in the future. The beauty of having a home studio is that it is an extension of your home, so you can just make it your own. If you're looking to build a home studio, you definitely don't need all of the stuff that we have in here. All you really need is just like a computer, an interface, maybe a microphone, and a dream. Thank you for joining me on this studio tour today, and I hope that you enjoyed it. That's all for this episode of Nerd Stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Nerd Stuff is something that I kind of just started on a whim over the summer, not only as a way to talk about my music, but also to share some of the things that I'm learning and what's exciting me about music production. And I'm so glad that I did. So thank you to all the subscribers who have watched all of the episodes thus far and been so supportive and encouraging. You guys are the real ones. And on that note, if you have yet to become a member of the Nerd Stuff community, please consider subscribing and join the nerds. Let's all be friends together. Let me know if you have suggestions on how I can better utilize this space, or if there are things that you would do in this room that maybe we haven't considered yet. And if you enjoy the video, please give it a like. Bye.